regret nothing. Welcome to the Running with Scissors I Regret Nothing podcast with MikeJ, John Merchant, and Kurt Willoughby.
Can anybody hear me? Am I deaf? Am I making sounds? Man, that mute button. That really screws things up. Welcome back, guys.
Skype.
What?
You should just mute in Skype.
My Skype's really not open. There's so much on my screen to get this thing going that I can't mute myself in Skype. I gotta hit this button that I can't see because it's on the back side of my mic. I think I'm gonna stop using this angled elbow thing. It's kind of bothersome.
Oh, yeah.
I can't see it. It's out of the frame for me, like
I
said.
Fair enough.
So anyway, welcome back, guys. This is actually podcast number 9. We are almost in the double digits now, which is pretty cool, but it's taken an awful long time to get there. We really don't do these very often.
It should be at least a monthly thing, but it's what? Are we about a year and a half into this? Something like that?
Let me see. Let me look at this little thing. So today is August 30th. Our first one was, we're over a year, actually. June 10th, 2016. So we've done 9 in a lot of months. 14 months.
14 months, yeah.
Well, whatever. We're here.
It's hard to find the time.
It's hard to find a time because we're all in very different time zones.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm glad we're here. I'm glad it's the three of us. We've got some things to talk about. I don't want to say a lot to talk about because we really just don't have a lot to talk about. I think that's why we don't do these as often. But I think we all just have very different interests. So we don't have a lot to shoot the shit about. I can sit here and talk about Game of Thrones all day, but neither of you have watched but a minute of any of it. So that's kind of a problem. Do you know what I mean?
As I said before, the desire is there. It's finding the time.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I really need to figure out how to get this thing.
You know what? I'll start on The Expanse tonight. How about that?
You still didn't start on The Expanse after we talked. Did you at least get the books?
I looked into them, but I didn't get them yet. Yeah.
My God, man. My God. Anyway, I guess the big thing is that Running with Scissors was at Gamescom in Germany last week. Myself, our little lady boy from Latvia, Richard the Retard, or as we like to call him at the company, Rich, was also there. Our former host, John Merchant, was there, and the big dick himself, Vince Desi. We were all roaming around at Cologne at the Gamescom. It was our first time meeting Rich the Bitch. What did you think of your overlords, Richard?
Oh, you were definitely quite a bundle of characters. I mean, I've met John before a couple of times. You know, he's probably the sanest one of you lot, but no, you two are a good couple of guys when you're not shoving your naked ass in my face.
You mean when we were going to shower in our shitty fucking Airbnb that we had no control over? By the way, we are fighting that shit right now. Fuck that dude. That place sucked.
Oh, the shower was quite a death trap. That's for sure.
He said, "I'm so sorry, but I empathize with him, but I've lived there for 2 years and I've never had a bath mat." Okay. So get one. What does it cost? $1? $2? Ugh. Hey, by the way, is Twitch working for you guys at all?
I've just asked that in the chat because it's not coming through for me.
Yeah, it almost feels like the site is just down, actually.
Let me take a look right now.
See if we can find out what's going on there.
Yeah, when I go to Twitch, it is just a white page.
It's not saying offline, but there doesn't appear to be any stream either happening. At least nothing's loading for me.
What in the hell? Yeah, I think Twitch is down.
10 minutes ago, Twitch support on Twitter, but we are actively looking into issues with the site not loading properly for users. Thank you for your patience.
All right, so
I guess we're just streaming to about 10 people on YouTube then. So thanks, YouTube people, for listening in, but our Twitch community, which isn't very small, is not able to watch this. This sucks, actually.
Actually, yeah. Kurt, could you like direct them to a link, on Facebook or YouTube or whatever?
Well, no one's answered me in the chat. The thing is, I don't think the pages are loading. Is the
Yeah,
problem,
Twitch is
so
down,
They won't even get to the chat.
Oh, okay. So the whole site is down. All right.
Yeah. So anyway, back to Germany. Richard, you really were the one that was walking around the show. Me and Vince and John were kind of assigned to the business area. So what'd you think?
It was. I mean, it was overwhelming. I mean, they say, it was the biggest show, the biggest gaming show in the world, and it really felt like it. I mean, just walking from one hall to the next, it took a significant amount of time just to get through the crowds. There was a lot of people.
How did it smell?
There was definitely, you could feel a shortage of fresh air. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that gamer body was just rubbing around you there.
Yeah.
I would bet you the number of people that attend that show that have a bidet is somewhere in the fractions of a percent. And it might have only been me. I'm the one with the bidets. I brought one to Germany. Did you use it, Rich?
You did, but I didn't. I avoided
You did not use my
bidet.
portable bidet. I brought it all the way to Germany so Retard could use it, and he didn't. Oh, man.
You never offered me the bidet. You just announced the fact.
What, was
that
I in the toilet
it.
with you? It was in the bathroom.
I didn't see it. I never saw it in the bathroom.
It was right on the tile there. It looks like a little squirt bottle that you just put up your ass and you just spray right there while you're shitting, and it feels good and clean.
I guess you put it somewhere where I just didn't
I also
see it.
had moist wipes there. Did you use those too?
No, definitely not. Didn't
God.
use wet wipes. I can't stand the feeling of wet wipes against my asshole. Fuck that.
Do you not take showers? Do you like the feeling of dry air instead of wet water on you?
No, I do.
I'm starting to think you were one of the smelly gamers. That's what I'm starting to think. When you say you felt the scent hit you.
I brought my deodorant.
Brought your deodorant with you, please. All right, anyway, yeah, we...
sprayed that up his ass.
I've been to a lot of game shows in my time. I've been to E3 many times, GDC, and a few others around the world back in the day, a few in London. And this was by far the biggest video game show I've ever seen. I mean, there was... 7 or 8 business halls, and then there was 6 or 7 gamer halls, which were huge. I mean, insane. And people were lining up for every single type of crappy game. It was insane to me. I get it, line up for Battlefront. I get it, line up for Battlefield 1. These huge games, but they were lining up for video games that were card games. Is that a big thing right now? Am I missing something?
Card games are big, yeah.
Yeah, but not actual card games, card games on the computer.
Yeah, those are becoming a thing. I mean,
Gwent and things like that.
But why?
I think Hearthstone was the big one that started to popularize that again. But
oh my god!
But yeah, I don't know why. I don't.
There was a 2-hour long line to play a card game on a computer. Isn't the point of having a computer that you don't have to play card games?
Well, I guess you could do
really?
You can do card games different ways. You can do things in the virtual card games that you can't do with a real one.
I mean, I guess people play online poker and shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's also a thing.
It also saves you having stacks of cards around. Cause, a lot of these things are building up teams to take into battle kind of thing, and all this other stuff. So you can have all your separate packs virtually rather than having them strewn around your place. So
it doesn't interest me.
I personally, if I'm going to play a card game, I'd rather have the physical cards.
Yeah,
but each their own.
I mean, I guess it's a it's a digital world, so everybody's playing it with their digital girls. So yeah, we sent Richard out into the world to meet some fans, and we did. We actually met quite a few fans in Germany. It was pretty cool. One guy hit me up before Gamescom, and he wanted me to carry a shitload of products there for him. So then I had Rich carrying a bunch of products around for people all day, and then we finally met the guy, and he was not the neckbeard that I expected him to be. He was
no, not at all.
Strapping young German lad who just loved Postal, and he wanted to meet us and got all of our autographs with his pen because Richard's couldn't carry a pen like a simple human being when I gave it to him.
I forgot to bring the pen.
And then we got to meet one of our bigger fans that hates Rich. Well, she used to, but now they're tight. Now they're homies.
Yeah.
Nina came and hung out
with
us. Nina came and hung out with us at the show.
It was just a temporary hatred, as
she
it
doesn't
turns
hate
out.
you anymore. You two made it up, you know.
Why did she hate you? I'm curious.
Because I didn't make her a moderator on our Discord server.
Now you're gonna call her out.
It's not
What
a
else do you have
secret.
to say, Rich? Tell us how you feel. No. All right.
No.
Anyway, Nina met up with us. We actually got to meet the guys from Destructive Creations. I'm wearing their shirt right now. See, hatred. Turns out they are about as big a Postal fans as could possibly be, like to the point of insane. Pretty nice guys all around. I'm pretty sure one of them hates me because I'm a Jew. But, you know, good kids. Made a game that shocked a little more than ours, I think. He even told me that he didn't love Postal 2 at first because it wasn't dark enough for him.
Yeah, he was definitely...
Wasn't that the... Sorry, Karen.
No, yeah, he was definitely, he's a Postal fan, but more of the Postal 1 kind of a fan.
Definitely. And he would have blown Vince. I mean, he was like, oh my god, Vince Dazzy!
So wasn't that the inspiration behind the hatred was to basically make a spiritual sequel?
Oh, yeah.
That's
by the way,
the entire point.
To interrupt this, it looks like Twitch might be back, but we're not streaming to it.
Oh, jeez. Let me see. I can, like, cut it off and restart it, and then we'll have this janky version of this that we won't be able to post on YouTube.
On Twitch, we're going to have to get it from Facebook if we're going to put it up. If we don't get it on Twitch, because we haven't got anything there at the moment.
Offline. You're right. It does say offline. Let me turn off the Running with Scissors feed. And I'm going to start it again. Maybe it'll start. Who knows? I think it did just start, actually. Anyway, back to Gamescom. One little tidbit of information we can give you from Gamescom, because our real business there is none of your fucking business. But
Hush, hush.
we are looking into the German ban right now. It is something we are actively trying to do. That doesn't mean it's going to get done. That doesn't mean it's going to get done anytime soon. But we are looking into it, as opposed to a few months ago when we weren't looking into it at all, because it is important. It is a big market for us, and it needs to be unbanned for the future. It is very important that our German fan base can not just play our game, but even see our Steam store. I totally forgot how banned we were there, and then I was sitting in the the shitty Airbnb, and I went to check out our Steam page real quick just to go through the reviews, and you can't even go to the Steam page in Germany. It's like,
yeah, that was
I gave a big error. You are blocked from seeing it in this country, which, sucks. But it is what it is. So yeah, that's the big news out of Germany. It's not the big news out of Germany. You don't get the big news, but that is our big news that we are giving you. So that's it. Next topic. I guess we can touch on the Postal 2 updates that have gone out there. I'll leave this one to Jack Muskrat himself, Kurt Willoughby.
Kurt Willoughby, is it now? Okay. So what's this? The Fidget Spinner mod is what you're alluding to, I'm assuming. Rich, you look like you're going to excitedly jump in.
No, I mean, we joked that there was a question in one of the previous podcasts. Somebody asked, like, oh, when will there be a Fidget Spinner DLC for Postal 2? And, we all had a big laugh about that. We thought it was, could you imagine? But here we are a few months later, and we're so sorry. Look, everybody, we're sorry. We didn't do this. We didn't mean for this to happen.
I ain't
but
sorry.
Happened.
Give the fans what they want. And if somebody wants to spend their goddamn time making a mod about whatever the fuck is in your guys' hands right now, clearly the fad is over. That's what they told me before the show. The fad is over. Yet I've got two of them here spinning endless little fucking fidget spinners right in front of me. I don't have one here.
This is the way the world ends, not with a bang, but with a spin.
Fidget spin.
With a spin.
That's cool. I think I can handle that. So that's all the postal news we have. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Of course it's not. It's also worth bringing up that in case anyone's missed it, I don't think we talked about that we were doing it in the last podcast, but we've got the translations happening for Postal 2, subtitle-wise. We're doing a lot of different languages for the subtitles. We've got a lot of people lined up, and we got more people that are constantly like offering, like, hey, I'm doing Portuguese, Spanish, whatever.
Well,
people just.
The big news out of the real reason that we actually started the localization stuff was because China happens to be a huge country for Steam gaming, and we figured, you know what, we used to be big in Japan and Korea, so why don't we try China? And so we had it localized. I recorded it, around town with just some Chinese folk that I happen to know, and it's done really, really well. Actually,
yeah, surprised. I genuinely was surprised to hear how the numbers were on the China version.
Yeah, it's sold a lot of units, and the reviews from them have been really, really good. I was kind of worried that they would rip our janky localization, but they didn't at all. In fact, I guess the undertone of Postal 2 is that it's supposed to be a joke and it's supposed to be kind of stupid. So when we put up like half-baked Chinese localizations, they're like, you know what? It's as funny and stupid as the game is.
It's fitting. It's fitting.
Exactly. Yeah. So we did that, and we threw in a couple other localizations. We threw in some subtitles, and it goes a long way. English subtitles go a long way because of the hard of hearing.
Yes,
I've been wanting
absolutely.
those in for a long time, and actually, I had a guy hit me up at a comic book convention last year who was deaf, who really wanted to buy the game, but he couldn't play it, and I promised him that we would give him subtitles one day, and we now have.
There you go.
Yeah.
You kept your promise.
We did that, and luckily enough, we have a diverse enough fan base around the country. Hell, we have a diverse enough fan base on this chat right now. That thing that you're not quite sure is a girl or a boy on the bottom left part of your screen, he is Latvian, even though Rich looks kind of ladylike, but has a mustache, but he sounds like he's from the Americas. He is not. He has never been to the Americas, and he just watched a lot of TV and crafted his American accent after all the famous people he watched on MTV.
Oh, Cartoon Network, actually, but yeah.
Well, whatever. I'm just saying he's from Latvia, so he's done. He's doing the Latvian localization.
Yes, It's interesting. It's tricky, but it's a lot of fun to come up with translations for everything.
The problem with a game like ours is it's not like regular sentences. Most of the
it's
game
very
is fucked up.
It's all like cultural references and little subtle jokes and hints that you can't really.
If you haven't been told, you can localize cultural references so that they would actually be funny to a Latvian, because you look like the type of guy that is up on the local.
I get a lot of the jokes in Postal 2 what they're referring to, but a general like typical Latvian person gamer might miss a lot of them, so it's difficult to work things around, to find workarounds for that. But yeah, we're with open arms. We're welcoming anybody who thinks they're up to the task of doing a translation like that. Hit us up. Even if we've got people doing your language, it's still useful for us to also have people who are willing to test the translations and stuff and tell us if anything is weird or off or. So if you're interested in helping us out, make Postal 2 as multicultural as it possibly can be.
We're just so fucking multicultural.
We are, really. Look at our staff. We're based literally all over the place.
That's true. This chat is not just whitewashed as all hell right now. Look how diverse we are, man. White.
Hey,
White.
Look, diversity is more than just skin tone.
No, you're right. That is one of the things that we take pride in with our team, is that everybody's scattered all over the world, and we all came together for a love of this thing that came out way back in the day, and even little things like the Fidget Spinner mod, like regardless of what you may think of it or how much you care about stupid little ball-bearing fidget spinners, it's pretty cool that all we had to do was mention it on a podcast that, is not exactly live viewed by a ton of people, but does get a good turnaround on YouTube. And somebody just was like, cool, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make that. And whether it took him, 2 hours or 2 weeks, it's not like he's getting paid to do it. And he just threw it up, and it's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool.
Sorry. Just an update. Still not up on Twitch.
Yeah.
We got people in the chat asking about it, but they're not. Obviously, they can't see anything. So
this is just bad timing. Bad timing.
Yeah. Thanks, Twitch. You really did a good one.
I'm gonna go answer some questions right now because we still have some questions from the last podcast that we didn't even get to. So they may not be listening because Twitch is down, but maybe they'll check it out on YouTube later. So the first question is from Colekraut6399, and he is asking a question about when we are going to get Rick Hunter on a podcast. And the answer to that question is, I hope soon. It's not as easy as it sounds. Lining up schedules is always a pain in the ass, but I'm hoping to do it maybe, just maybe, since the next podcast is number 10, I can have him come on, and he can shoot the shit with us. How does that sound, Rich?
Yeah, that sounds perfectly fine.
You look so fucking excited. Your fucking mustache and that fucking thing on your chin. Trying to look like the big boys. You'd like a beard.
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
That's the word I was going for. The next question from Helen Sloan. What is Rich's background? That is a great question. I don't know Rich's background, so why don't you tell us?
I think that question. I remember that question actually from the last episode, but I think that was literally about like what was in the items.
No. I'm changing it. Tell us about what you've done in your prior life. I want to know all about you.
But you want my life story?
Start from the beginning. Tell us about when your parents made love.
Well, it was a cold night in what was 9 months before May. I'm doing the math real quick in my head. August.
Okay, nobody cares about this. Tell us what you were doing before you were being our little PR guy.
I was just a kid on the internet, doing shit posting, and occasionally little odd jobs in my personal life. But that's how I got involved with running with scissors. Is that I just started shit posting on the forums a little bit, and I guess John thought the stuff I was posting was funny enough that we became friends. We started hanging out a little bit, and I started helping out with running with scissors related things on a voluntary basis, and then. Eventually, last year at EGX Res, I was invited to tag along for showing off Postal Redux there. And I guess I did a good enough job, talking with everybody there that I was taken on board officially now.
Oh, tell me
Jokes
what your
aside,
job was.
You did a fucking great job at EGX Res.
There you go.
Aww,
and he does not compliment people very often.
No.
He's the dark soul.
Well, look at me. Look at
Rich,
me now. I'm blushing. Thanks,
what was your
thanks.
last real job?
Did
you flip burgers anywhere?
No, I didn't flip burgers. I was an assistant. I was an assistant at an accounting office. I did voluntary work not overseas, but in different countries for a few years. And I did like some shitty hard before running with scissors. I just did like shitty hard labor work, like working on fields. And shit like that. So I'm very thankful to not have to do that.
According to John, the reason why he brought you on is because you guys shared a room and you blew him.
I was hoping we wouldn't have to bring that up. But yeah.
Dropping a knowledge bomb. That's the end of that question. I'm sick of hearing about your background. Tomas wants to know, what do we think about Star Wars Episode 8? Well, there's not much to think about right now. I mean, there is a teaser trailer, and it was pretty cool. I don't know. I think the real question is, what did you guys think about Episode 7? Because that will dictate what you will think about Episode 8.
I really liked it myself. As with most Star Wars fans, I was disappointed with the ending, with Luke, how involved he was in the film. I was hoping for more, essentially. But
really wanted more.
Yeah.
You're going to get plenty of them in this next movie. This next movie is all about Luke.
Good.
And how he hates the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Rich? What'd you think about Episode 7? Don't say you haven't seen it. Oh, God.
See it. I just have no interest in seeing it. You know, I know I love the original trilogy. They're some of my favorite movies, and I just look at Episode 7 and I'm like, there's nothing here that I really want to see.
You need to fucking watch that movie, man.
Have you seen the prequels?
Oh, of course I've seen the prequels.
Well, that's why you don't.
See number 7.
That's why you don't want to watch 7. The prequels suck balls. 7 is
no,
awesome.
it's not like the prequels. I understand the context of the prequels. I'm just saying, like, I love Star Wars because of that original trilogy, but I think it's like a complete enough story that I don't really need, any extension.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that if you're willing to sit through the shit fest that was the prequels,
that's 6 hours of garbage.
I watched the prequels as a kid. I didn't know any better.
Well, now that you do, watch Episode 7 because it does everything right that Episode 4 did. And some people don't like it.
Episode 4,
some people don't love it because it almost overdoes what Episode 4 did. But it is a new story. It is a shiny coat of paint. It is very well shot. It is very well acted. And I think it is
It's also kind of what they needed to do after the prequels to try and win people's trust back.
Yeah, exactly.
In
It's
the
like,
franchise.
why did we use a formula that worked? Because the 3 formulas that didn't work sucked balls. And if you haven't seen Episode 7, you definitely need to watch Rogue One. That is a great film. It is.
Yep.
It's like watching Star Wars, except you're like somewhere else. Like you're seeing a whole story that doesn't involve Jedi, and it was really well done. And that makes me care a little bit more about watching the Han Solo movie that they're trying to film right now. Although I personally, when they announced that Rogue One was being filmed, I was like, why do I care about a story about the people that stole the Death Star plans? I don't care. Then when they said they were making the Han Solo movie, it's like, why do I care about Han Solo when he was a kid? But like, Rogue One was fucking good. It was really good. You need to expand your mind, my friend. You haven't watched The Expanse. You haven't watched Game of Thrones. You haven't watched Mr. Robot?
I have watched Mr. Robot. I told you about that.
There you. I don't listen to you.
Fair enough.
I'm telling you now. Watch Game of Thrones. It's worth it. Both of you. Fucks. Sick of talking about it by myself. Fucking finale was this week. And I would love to fucking spoil shit. But it wouldn't make any sense to you people. Yeah, I said you people. And that refers to you non-Game of Thrones watching motherfuckers.
Somebody in our Discord wants me to try and pronounce some Hebrew writing. He just wrote Ani lo mitharet al klum.
You read Hebrew letters?
No, he wrote it in like Latin letters. I guess phonetically.
Well, then I don't know what he's saying because I don't speak Hebrew. I may be a Jew, but I don't speak Hebrew.
I'm sure it was something shocking and offensive, but, whatever. There you go. That was my attempt at pronouncing it.
Ane lo mitharet al klum. I don't know. I don't fucking know what he's talking about. Anyway, next question from MikeEDB83. Do you guys play
apparently...
What?
Actually, apparently that was I regret nothing in Hebrew, so...
Oh. That doesn't have the same roll off the tongue.
No.
A bit of a worry. I just posted a link again to the Facebook stream in the Twitch chat for people who missed your post, Rich. And Storm934 has come back saying it says content isn't available right now.
Yeah,
YouTube?
I'm seeing that.
I'm watching it right now.
I'm seeing that as well. I'm just telling now people to just go to our Facebook page itself, and I mean they'll see the stream there. It'll be up there. if the direct link doesn't work for some reason.
Yeah.
Hot dog.
Okay.
Hot dog. I think I'm going to turn off the Twitch stream. It's probably fucking with things. Oh, I can't. Oh well. Forget it. Do you guys play any video games or just make them? And if you don't play them, why?
I mean,
This one's for Mike to answer first, I think.
I do not play very many video games. I did. I played a lot of video games for many years. I wasted my college years away playing Counter-Strike back in '99. I wasted my youth playing Mario, GoldenEye, every year's NHL game that came out. And even in the more recent years, I've definitely kept up to date on the Grand Theft Auto series. But that's about the only games I've played in the last 5 years. Other than, what's that zombie parkour game? I did play that for a couple hours.
Dying Light.
Dying Light. I played that. That was cool. But I'm kind of like at the point in my life where I just kind of want to play it and then not play it anymore. Like, playing it at a demo station and getting 10 minutes in is good for me. I'm like, oh, I saw it. It was cool. I definitely respect the work that was done, and I'm good. Move on. But that's not to say I won't play more video games. I do. Every day I walk by my PlayStation 4 at home, and I'm like, I should play a game. And then I'm like, no, I have better things to do, like watch TV shows. I don't know why. I just want to watch TV shows.
yeah. Well, that's your thing, and I mean, for in my case, for example, it's the opposite. Instead of watching TV shows, I'm like, yeah, I really want to play a game right now.
Yeah. Same here. Except I don't even get much time to do that, really.
Yeah, that's the trouble. Because I guess the thing with, depending on what you're playing is, some games can be a lot more time consuming than just sitting down and passively watching something.
Yeah. So what have you been playing recently, Rich?
I've been playing, well, two games that are like, very obvious, like retro throwbacks to things I was playing a lot as a kid. Sonic Mania and DUSK. Those are like Sonic games, the original Sonic games. The first one is the first video game I remember playing at all on our family's like Mega Drive system. And DUSK is a throwback to like Quake and Blood and all of those other old shooters that I also played on our old DOS computer a lot. And I've been having a really great time with them. Sonic Mania is absolutely great. It was everything I hoped it would be. It's a terrific, well-made game by guys who clearly know how a good Sonic game should be designed. The level design is excellent, the aesthetics and everything's great. And same for DUSK in terms of, the old first-person shooters. It really does feel like playing a marriage of Quake and Blood. It's got great pacing. The combat feels satisfying as fuck, and I love it quite a bit. It's a great game.
I need to get a hold of that yet, and then try and find time to actually play.
Yeah, we were lucky to, we made friends with some of the guys behind DUSK, and they gave us some keys, but didn't give enough for all of us. So sorry, Kurt, you got left out there.
What about me?
You don't play
What about
games.
you?
Listen, motherfucker. I will play a game if I have to. Hey, when we were having team game night, I did play twice. I played some
more
of
of those.
I played some of that drive around
bounce out
soccer
really
game.
early.
Well, yeah, because I have to play at the office, not at home. What am I going to hang out here past 5 o'clock? Come on. I got a life. I got a wife.
Play
I
at
got
home.
a dog.
I got a wife.
I'm not going to
I got
play
a kid.
at home. I only have my iMac at home, and I'm not going to game on it. Fuck that shit.
Get a PC.
Well, those are just excuses then.
Yeah.
Excuses.
I'm totally fine with these excuses. Next
Actually,
question.
you can play Rocket League on PlayStation
Well, go buy it for
against
me then.
PC players.
Go buy it for me then.
No. Go on, next question.
Yeah.
What
let's
do
move
you
on
think
from
about
this.
the success of the new Doom and Wolfenstein? I don't know what the fuck that has to do with anything, but what do you think about it?
I'm really happy that those franchises have made a comeback. I mean, that's the stuff I played as a kid, and I haven't played either of the new ones because I don't have the hardware to play them. But from what I've seen and heard, they seem like really great, modern interpretations of how the old ones work.
I never played, or I think I played a little bit of the original Dooms, but I mostly was at the age where my brother wanted to play it, and him being older, he had dibs on the PC, so I mostly watched him play it. But I loved them, and I've played the new Doom. I haven't finished it. I've got most of the way through it, and yeah, I absolutely love it. And I got on a more kind of related to my job, got really inspired by the sound design on it as well. Wolfenstein looks absolutely amazing, but I've not actually got around to playing any of the new ones, and I'm excited for the new one, despite the fact I haven't played any of the new ones. So I'm going to try and find time to play them.
For the record, I did play the new Doom. I did play it. I do have it in my Steam account. Somebody in the industry gave me a key.
Bully for you.
I did play it for a good 20 minutes.
20 minutes, doubling the...
I thought it was cool, and then I was good. I was like, okay, I played it.
All right.
If I could just watch the story, that would be good for me. Someone could just play me.
That's really not. Yeah, that's really not a game, where about the story. I mean,
that's why I watch TV shows. I used to be a huge movie buff, and I don't even watch as many movies anymore because it's like one of those things. Like I don't want to commit 2 hours to a movie, but I've got no problem binge watching like 4 or 5 hours of a show. I don't know what it is. It's like I can commit to an hour at a time.
Yeah, I think it is the fact that it feels like a shorter amount of time, and as soon as you commit to one, you'll just sit through the whole thing. But all you just think is, it's just one more episode.
Well, I think it's also because TV, the fact that you're given anywhere from 6 to 12 hours depending on the show. There's a lot more time to develop characters and story, and it's just a lot easier for me to get into a show than it is to a movie. A movie is giving you 90 to 120 minutes, or maybe a little more, to get into the characters, and it's like, I don't even give a shit about these people right now.
Yeah,
Except episode 7, that shit is dope. You need to watch that shit, Rich, before the next podcast, or you're fucking fired.
I'll make a note of it.
Yeah, and you need to see episode 8 the week it comes out, or you're fucking fired.
I'll be doing that.
Oh no, I have to watch the cool new Star Wars movies or Mike'll fire me. That's really not that big of a deal. Watch the fucking movies. They're good. I'm not telling you to go watch Postal, all right?
Fair enough.
Fair enough. I think I never heard you say anything else other than fair enough to me in Germany. And that's probably because you disagree with every fucking thing I say, but you don't have the balls to stand up to me. So you're just like...
I just can't be bothered. Some things are just not worth arguing over.
Fair enough. All right, next question. I already answered this. Mike, was there a time you were really into games? Yes. There was a time I was really into games. The biggest time when I was really into games was when I lived in the dorms at the University of Arizona back in 1999. Counter-Strike, the first beta had just come out. Everybody in my hall bought copies of Half-Life, and we all used to just play Counter-Strike all day, every day. It's safe to say that I failed the fuck out of the University of Arizona pretty fucking quick. But I had a great time, Drank a lot of alcohol, did some drugs, played some video games, and it was really mostly Counter-Strike. I don't even think I played Half-Life. I just played Counter-Strike back then. I didn't even get into Half-Life until after I was done with school. And by done with school, I mean kicked out of school because of Counter-Strike. And my parents knew that, and they were like, oh, cool, you used our money to play video games. And I was like, guess what I'm doing next, Mom? And she's like, what? And I'm like, I'm going to go work at a video game company. So as prophetic,
it was all research.
Right. It was the writing was on the wall. My history was prophetic, and I ended up at Running with Scissors back in 2001, and here I am today. How old were you in 2001, Rich?
7 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Older than Kurt's child.
How old is your kid, Kurt?
Should be 3 in November.
Hot dog, next question. What is your opinion of Uwe Boll? We're going to combine 2 questions from Alex Jacobach. Speaking of Germans, I always wondered, what are your thoughts on Uwe Boll and his Postal adaptation? Not sure if you guys have met the man, but he is actually not a bad guy at all. He's pretty funny. He's got a good sense of what he's doing. That doesn't mean he can make great movies, but he knows what the fuck he's doing, which is spending money. And he had a niche. He pulled all these video game IPs that didn't have movies, and he took in a bunch of German film fund money and made these really, really subpar movies, and, you know, paid himself on a bunch of different roles in the film, and he profited. You know, this was a movie plot called The Producers, basically. But when it came to making Postal, he kind of skewed from his normal, like, serious video game movie area, and he made this dumb slapstick comedy, which was actually not what we wanted at all. We had this very dark black humor film that was a little bit more like his movie
Rampage.
No, he didn't make that movie. In fact, he made Postal, and when we first read the script, we all kind of puked because that opening scene was just not very funny on paper at all. And it wasn't until we were on set that he had filmed it, and we actually got to see an early cut of it, and we're like, all right, that's kind of funny. So in the end, it's not the best movie, it's not the worst movie, and it's definitely worth, 100 minutes of your time if you can obtain it. And just so you all know, it is going to be on Steam soon. We're putting it up on Steam real soon, and, grab some copies of it because it helps us out, and, it's not that bad. So
it's a pretty good, as far as, video game movies go, as far as, like, dumb comedies like that go, it's definitely not the worst watch.
It could have succeeded, man. It could have succeeded. It just got fucked by that movie that he released before it, that stupid fucking Dungeon Siege piece of shit.
It's a bummer. It's a bummer, but hey.
Rich, I need to ask you our next question from Mr. Chaos. What was everyone's fondest memory from Gamescom?
Oh, fondest memory. I guess I really liked when we were out checking out that cathedral. I thought that was like one hell of a sight.
You're like, John's not here, so that's my favorite time.
No. Chilling out with John and just chatting about shit was great. But the cathedral is like the most memorable thing. When I look back on the trip. But I mean, from Gamescom specifically, because that's just while we were in Cologne. That's not related to Gamescom itself.
Nope.
I guess my fondest memories were just every one of the fans that I got to like chit-chat with. I was just roaming around randomly, posting on Twitter like, hey, here's me with my crotchy doll. If anybody's out here, sound off. And people replied, and I got to track them down and talk about Postal shit and give them stuff, and it was fun. I liked interacting with people like that.
That's a good answer. Kurt, what's your answer? Oh, you weren't there.
No,
what's my answer? I guess my answer is actually being with the team. We work remotely, so, every once in a while I do get to have video chat sex with Rich and Kurt, but I don't really get to hang out with them very often. In fact, I've never hung out with Kurt in real life. Maybe one day I'll come to your dreary, sad country and hang out with you. But, meeting Rich and seeing John. It was the first time we'd seen John in 11 years. It was just cool, running the show, and, definitely meeting the fans was cool, and all that jazz. There were some other good things, too, but we're not going to talk about them today. Mystery. Jake the Voice wants to know, would Rich count as a trap weeb term in MikeJ's eyes? I don't know what that means.
A trap, like a tranny, basically.
Oh, no, he's more of just a really effeminate-looking dude. Yeah. Like, It's Pat. Are you guys familiar with the It's Pat movie? It was an old Saturday Night Live skit. Nobody knows if he's a man or a girl. Well, look up It's Pat. Rich is...
Well, but see, that's why I have the facial hairs, to make it obvious. Like, okay, that is...
I've known some broads with some
it's not that obvious
hair, pal.
Shit.
Hey, I just got John's favorite memory from Gamescom. And his favorite moment was listening to me take a shit.
Oh,
his
yeah.
bathroom was, or his bedroom was right outside the toilet. And I dropped some bombs in Germany.
Oh, I didn't consider that every time, any of us went to the bathroom, he'd be the one who'd have to listen to it.
He wanted that room. What are you going to do?
Well, he didn't want it. We gave it to him because there was a desk there and he needed to work.
He wanted the fucking room, okay? Just accept the fact, okay? He wanted the fucking room. Next question. Will there ever be a Postal 3 or Postal 2 remastered with Unreal Engine 4? I don't know. Maybe.
It's possible. Crazier things have happened.
Yeah, I mean...
Never say never.
I think there are people that are actually doing a remake of Postal 3 right now.
There's two projects that I'm aware of, actually, two fan projects to remake Postal 3. One is called Postal 3 UDK, which is, I think, just porting Postal 3 and all sorts of related assets to Postal 2's engine. And then there's Catharsis Reborn, which is like a proper, like, actual remake in Source Engine of from the ground up of Postal 3.
They all sound like fun to me. So there's your answer. There are some being made, just not by us.
Yeah,
We're working on something. We can't tell you what yet, though. But we do love you. Thanks, Sebastian Mentrup. Anyway, back to our last topics, which we don't have many left because I can't talk to you about any fucking shows because you don't watch any of my fucking shows. But Game of Thrones, epic. If anybody has anything to say about them, fucking hit me up because I would love to talk about them. I'm pissed off that I can't talk about them with you two, and John doesn't want to do the podcast. And Jesus fucking Christ, I wish I had someone to talk about Game of Thrones with. I'm gonna just go home and talk to my wife about it. Anyway, Arrested Development. Are you guys Arrested Development fans? Have you watched Arrested Development yet?
Not the latest ones, no.
Holy God! Not just the latest ones, all of them.
I don't have Netflix. How many times have I told you I don't have Netflix?
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't pirate anything? Please tell me more about how you don't pirate anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's
You're not running Kodi on your computer?
I'm not, actually.
Oh. Well, maybe you should be.
Yeah, because I was asked... Actually, we were talking about Rick and Morty before, and you said you were going to help me set that up. You never did.
Well, let me Google that for you. Let me Google that for you, Kurt. Anyway, they are in the middle of filming a 5th season of Arrested Development right now. That is fucking epic, considering that shit was canceled way back in the day. And the 4th season was, it was whatever. I've seen worse shows, but it was weird because they couldn't get all the actors on set at the same time because Arrested Development blew up all their careers. But now they're all back together, and it looks like it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. I know John's going to love it, and you guys should fucking catch up on it because there's a whole bunch of references to that shit in our achievements in the game.
Right, I don't get... I know that, they're all references. I don't get a lot of them. I do pick up on the odd one here and there sometimes.
Well, at least, I must say, Rich, at least you've watched Mr. Robot. Both seasons?
I did.
Both seasons?
I watched the first season, and I forget how far I got into the second one, but I watched a significant chunk of the second one as well.
The third season starts in like 3 weeks, so...
Yeah, I'll catch up. I'll catch up, but no, it's definitely...
By the next podcast, which probably won't be from 6 to 8 weeks from now, because that's where we do that shit, there will be new episodes.
All right, well, there you go. For the next podcast, we'll have a TV show definitely guaranteed.
I'm going to give you guys some homework. I'm not going to do it on the... Well, maybe I will do it on the air. Here's some homework. Rich, watch fucking Star Wars movies, okay? I want to know your opinions on both of those films next podcast, or you're fucking fired, okay? Kurt?
Okay.
Watch some Arrested Development, okay? It is important. Okay. For you to be friends with me, you have got to have watched some Arrested Development.
I've seen the other one. I just haven't seen the new ones. I've seen all the old ones before they stopped.
Okay, then I'm going to give you new homework. Watch Ozark.
Okay.
It's dope
What's
as
Ozark?
fuck. Ozark stars Jason Bateman from Arrested Development. It's a Netflix original show. It is basically like Breaking Bad, except about a money launderer.
Okay.
It's pretty fucking dope. And it doesn't waste time. It fucking gets crazy right away. You should watch that
I'm a
shit too,
big
Rich.
Jason Bateman
That's your
fan, so-
fucking homework too. Watch 2 movies in the season of Ozark. I know you got time.
All right.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. I don't have anything else to talk about. You guys got anything else you want to say?
I'm checking our chats and everything, seeing if anyone's asking anything else. We're still having problems on Facebook for some reason where people are going to our page and the stream is just not there.
Well, I'm having a problem where I can't click any buttons in Xstream right now, so this is fantastic. I'm not even sure I can end the stream. So
this is one.
This would be the
is one
podcast
plus,
that 1 never ends and 2 never gets seen.
Oh God, number 9.
and this is the one. This is the one time we got everything like sorted out early, and somehow everything still manages to completely fall apart.
I can't click anything in Xstream right now. It just keeps making the stupid Windows sound.
You're gonna have to task manager get rid of it.
I know, and then we're not going to have our exit music, and it's going to be like we're like terrible at running podcasts. Who the
we are
we?
We are terrible at running podcasts.
Yeah, we
To
are.
be honest, we're not too bad most of the time. It's technology that lets us down.
All I just want to do is click this outro button and say peace, but I fucking can't. All right, well, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm just going to fucking hard quit this shit. Love you guys. Love the fans. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry, Twitch users. See you guys in hopefully less than 8 weeks. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.